Okay. Um, One thing is clear. As a target individual, they want you to make you accept anything. They want you to accept this fantasy they put together. But most importantly, they want you to accept this manipulation. It is non-stop, and this is the things they do. For me, I've understood that part of the program is they want you to identify with what's happening. For me, I'll make it clear. Matter of fact, now more than ever, it's becoming more and more and more clear that there is a true problem with these people. That is not only in the sense that in this program they use test subjects that are children, but pedophilia is a real fucking problem. I'm sorry for using the language, but the pedophilia is a huge issue. And as a target individual, we are forced to experience this pedophilia type of reactions. In this case, the truth is not that it was that intense. I'm surprised it didn't intensify more than what they could do. But at this point, I'm just so already like fearful of looking at kids because of what they can do, especially black little girls, especially little girls. Period. But black little girls is like when they like, now what we did, we mapped it, we made you experience something that you experienced when you were a child, and you see who's talking to you. You know, they're just people full of shit. I wish I could always show who's talking to me. You know that they are just contracted, but they have some kind of contract. They are somehow contracted or involved in participating in a program led by governmental entities. But they've been trying to sell this fantasy. Where at some point they're like, "Now we're mapping." It's like, have you looked at yourself for a second? Like, for example, I have neighbors, and you hear a lot of like neighbors are involved in targeting, right? They they try to make it appear like if you're gonna hear a lot of target individuals say something about neighbors' involvement. With me, my neighbors, they look so clown like to try to even create this fantasy. I mean, there's one neighbor who's like a child, right? But at the same time, she wants to be fierce. You know how fierce she wants to be? She's so fierce that she says she's going to implant child porn, or she's going to be involved in implanting child porn. Now, first of all, this program not even is run by governmental entity. The DOD, the CIA are obviously running this program. I don't think this next door bottom feeder is running the program. It's obvious. Especially when you see them in person, it's just another level. You're like, oh my goodness. Whoever would believe that? Whoever can look at you is like, no, the direct energy weapons coming from somebody like you. You guys are just, it's your money. Of course. It's too obvious. Maybe when you're isolated and your brain can go there, but once you see who's talking to you and you're like, oh my gosh, it's obvious. But anyways, the entities this trust work for are filled with pedophiles, and child pornography is such an issue that they try to use a bill to ban, not ban, to help provide more resources to kind of stop this thing. But they already have a lot of resources. The reason why it's not used in that way is because they don't care about that. There's a culture. There's a pedophilia-centric culture. There's a problem with pedophilia in these agencies, and they purposely just don't care about it. Now, to know this and see this bottom fears obviously working for those entities, there's no doubt, right? It's no doubt. You look at them, it's like, oh my gosh. Last night I saw one of these trash. I haven't seen this bottom fear for a long time, and I've used her, and there's like a blur picture of these two people, and I'm like, this is the faces like of like these perps. When you see them, you know they're full. Like they're full of shit. Like you see them, you're like, oh my gosh, you obviously are some participant in this program. I see you for like, you don't look at them like, oh, these people are like super spies, or like they're, oh my gosh, this is like some analyst or something that, or they're like investigating or anything. You look at them, it's like, oh my gosh, they obviously participate in some nasty file program led by the government, and just the nobodies, just really bottom feeders. And I saw her, and I saw the next door neighbor. Oh my gosh, this guy is creepy.com. But either way, and he was looking at his phone because they they want you to somehow think that because they can see your reaction that are manipulated on their phone, you should believe them. I'm like, I was listening to like testimony, not testimony. I was listening to the pedophilia issue in this agency, and this guy was just keep trying to look at his phones. Like, my friend, all the manipulation you guys do to me, you think because you looking at your phone, I'm going to subscribe to it? And this man sold his children to pedophiles. It's just so nasty, and the creepiness about this man is just it's just nasty. I've From day one I knew he was just kind of weird and very foul, but now with the level of awareness I know about these entities in regard of pedophilia, it's just another level. But let me go back to this manipulation. I have my videos that you see my face covered. Those videos I talked about that. But this picture, right? I'm on a dating app. Same story. I'm on a dating app, and on the corner over there, they make me look at this kid. Actually, before I was able to, I was seeing only like a little boy. But with them, is this: when it's a little boy, it's fake. When it's a little girl, we mapped it. Meaning that whatever you get, those reaction toward the little boys is us kind of forcing things around. If it's a little girl, it's real, because that's when we mapped it. It's you when you were a kid. We mapped it to that. Now you gotta understand, these people are pedophilia centric. These people have so much problem with pedophilia. It's crazy to hear some trash try to make you believe, and they use kids, right, that you don't respect. These people talk, and they don't want to be seen because it, it's even more obvious that they're full of shit. And I'm sorry for using this language, but I don't know what other words. And they try to agitate you. For example, I am a target individual. I'm a TI, and I have V2K on top of the synthetic telepathy. The synthetic telepathy is where they can manipulate my brain and make me experience things that I will not experience naturally, right? V2K is when you hear this trash interacting with you, and you hear this childlike individuals try to agitate you. It's like, my bad, right? You know that this is like a top fucking analyst talking to you, right? And they try to use different tonality. Now they are. It's like, yes, they are a bunch of obvious indication that they manipulate people in these pedophilia ways. I mean, I don't know even where to start from, but I think I've shown enough. But this little black girl, oh my gosh. Actually, it wasn't that intense. I gotta say, they made it worse before. And it could be way worse than that. I think they just kind of made it less aggressive that they can make it. What I mean is, they can make you have this disgusting sensation. And I'm looking at this little girl, and they like try to make me believe that that's how I respond when I was a kid. It's like, listen, I know that that's not true, and I know myself. And people who have been doing the pedophilia type of torture to others. And on top of that, when I say that these people work for pedophiles, I think I undersell it. I remember seeing this next door neighbor one day. I looked at her in her face and I called her a pedophile. Straight in her face. She was smiling at me. She was showing me her teeth. Because one thing you know about target individuals, they decay your teeth. And you end up losing your teeth. That's something I've been aware of for a while because of listening to many other testimonials. The thing is, they don't do anything unique to you. So what's going to happen to you as a target individual has happened to another target individual. And so the likelihood that you can hear a testimonial of what you're going to experience or what you is for sure there. And that's why I make my testimonials, because who knows who the next target individual. I want them to for sure never identify with this manipulation. She smiles at me. She got these nasty braces and everything, and I'm looking at her and like, you're a fucking pedophile, right? That was before hearing about the level of pedophilia issues that was ongoing in this DOD. Now it's another level. Like, I mean, it's just it's surreal. It's really not disgustingly pedophilia centric. And I don't want to get back to say this too much, but I just want to put this thing back to perspective. And then they're like, no, you see this little black girl with mapped. It's like, you guys do the pedophilia type of torture. And you have a bad, disturbing pattern of pedophilia in these entities. Like, let me give you a quick sample of what's going on in those entities contracting this bottom fetus.
Recently endorsed and helped pass key legislation in Congress, the End National Defense and Network Abuse Act. The provision, authored by Senator Brain Schatz, D. High, and co-sponsored by Senator Lisa Murkowski RAK, is included in the annual National Defense Authorization Act and is expected to be signed into law. The End Network Abuse Act would assist the Pentagon in stopping the Department of Defense's DoD illegal use of the government network to view, possess, trade, and even produce child pornography.
Yeah, so you hear that there's been a problem with child pornography in these entities. Now, yesterday I saw this trash and she's like, child pornography. I was like, are you gonna implant that shit? Do your nasty bottom. These people are nasty. But anyways, going back to the program. The program consists of manipulation of human beings, and these people are contracted to participate in this program, where this program consists of manipulating human beings. They use target subjects, human subjects, test subjects, and utilize this DoD weapon onto us. The technology can manipulate you to have any reaction. Their goal is to make you accept these reactions as if it's organically happening. Then they have these ways of trying to disorient you with repetitions. What I'm saying is not something unique to me. It's what Ado has said. With me, with time, they used to be very brave. I used to be able to see them. They will be visible in the hallways. They will be visible wherever. Now, with what you just heard, and listen to this.
It is dramatic. It's somebody trying to end my life. It's somebody trying to end who I am as a person. It's somebody trying to take over my mind, putting thoughts of pedophilia.
This is just one of many. These people not only utilize pedophilia as a tool to break you down, but they have problem with pedophilia. You know, in the hallway, I heard somebody say, nah, pay. And what she's trying to say is try to talk about what I did as a kid in middle school. Matter of fact, yesterday I saw this trash in the hallway. And he was like, oh, now you're going to pay. As I'm listening to this bill that you just heard about that is trying to stop what's going on in this Department of Defense, where child pornography is being distributed, and not only that, it's being produced using DoD network. They're creating child porn and sharing it on DoD network, right? And you know that that's disgusting. Not only they consume this child pornography, they create this child pornography. Now, this is not even the program we're talking about. In this program, they torture children. They sexually torture infants. Not even infants, sorry. They sexually torture toddlers, 3-year-old. I know this. And hearing this trash, this father who's trying to make me feel like, oh no, we pay for what you did as a kid in middle school, which they have to exaggerate. But this low life that I can see, the trashy, the creepiness I can see through him, wanting to forget that I know they not only do this pedophilia type of torture, they not only torture children as young as 3 years old, but the entities that empower him have problem to not only sharing child porn within this network, but creating child porn. I don't know what levels people can be so compromised, but this is some disgusting shit. It is some foul shit in every level. And for them to think that I'm going to be identifying to these manipulations and saying, no, what we're doing is making you experience something you felt like when I was a kid. Do you want me to think that you bunch of pedophiles, and I call them pedophile, where child porn is being just shared like it's nothing in these networks, and those networks belonging to the people who construct you nasty low life, and you nasty low life who've been utilizing this pedophilia type of torture are gonna make me subscribe to this manipulation? But I understand you want to agitate me. If that's what if you're doing that to agitate me, I understand you're agitating me. You're right. But you truly believe that I'm gonna look at you and like, this reaction, the way I'm looking at this little girl, this little baby, is natural. At one point, they were doing this weird thing in my mouth where I have the urge of like sucking my tongue. It's like some weird reaction, and they try to turn that in something sexual, to make me react in ways that's kind of weird. Sometimes it's just confusing. It's not even confusing. It's like, it's not per se sexual, but they can make it feel sexual, and do this thing with my tongue where I feel like my tongue needs to be like I want to swallow my tongue. And it's like, you see, that's it. But they're very pedophilia centric. For me, it's just simple. I will never let them live their fantasy. Pedophilia is disturbingly utilized in this trash, but this program. Once at one point they were trying to make me think that, no, what we're doing, you investigate. It's like, have you seen yourself? These people are so fraudulent. They'll tell me how they're gonna melt my body, and it's like, yes, the Department of Defense, this technology can do that. You think I believe that Apartment 13F can do that to me? Because they have their weapon there. You're doing this thing to me because you're utilizing defense technology onto me. And the things they do is so cowardly. They are cowards, low-life, bottom feeders, and pedophiles. Can you imagine? I'm blasting and listening to the issue of child porn in these entities. Not only sharing, but producing child porn. And you have this next door trash who just try to sound fierce because she's a bottom feeder. I can see her do it. She will do anything. I can see it. There's no level too low for her. But the thing is, like, you see the toll it takes on people that involved in that kind of nasty shit. She's out here just doing these things to me. Do I think it's her doing this? Like, as in, it's her running this? No, of course, I know she's just a bottom feeder. She wasn't doing that. Somebody else will do. And I'm sure that, others are definitely involved. But the funny part is, like, when they try to make it sound like, yeah, I'm your rival. I was like, are you serious? Nobody's rival, okay? You're just participating. What you do, anybody can do it. But what the disturbing thing about this bottom feeders is how they try to normalize the fact that there's an issue of child pornography in these entities. And talk about how they're going to implant child porn. And when they talk about it, think that it's fierce. When I'm listening to the entities contracting this low life, no one is addressing the fact there's a problem with child porn being shared. But production of child porn is happening using DoD network and devices. They're nasty bottom feeders.